Fact is, on the very first day, on September 17, 1787, upstairs in Philadelphia, they arranged to print 4,500 of copies of the Constitution for distribution around the state of Pennsylvania. The more curious part of that story that hardly anybody knows is that of those 4,500, only 3,000 of those constitutions were printed in English.
And they chose what language for the remaining 15?
The remaining 1,500 were printed in German. Fully 1/3 of the people in Pennsylvania in 1787 did not speak English, or at least English was not their first language. And so they weren't fluent in English, but rather they were fluent in, and their first language was, in fact, German. And the founders thought that it was really, really important for people, all the people of the country, to understand what this proposed new government was going to be about and how it was going to work. And the only way people understand really difficult concepts or new concepts or important ideas like government is in the language they're most comfortable in.
Exactly.
You know, and so they did that. And I think that story, that beginning story, that very first day story, began the process of inclusion that has grown through the course of the country, with the 15th Amendment and the abolition of slavery and making former slaves citizens. The 19th Amendment for the female vote. The 22nd Amendment, I think, lost a little bit track when 18-year-olds were able to vote. You know, so the process of inclusion started on the very first day, when they didn't want people who were non-English speakers to not understand what was being proposed as the governmental organization for the new country.
And actually, if you think about it, that would give a lot of insight to a lot of people who are suggesting English being the official language of the United States. And I wonder how they would weigh in on that.
Yeah, in the first Congress that was convened under the Constitution, there were in fact proposals to make the country dual lingual, with German being the second language, that all official documents would be printed in both English and German at the time. Originally in the original Congress, that was among the proposals.